Welcome to Stories from the River. I'm Kim Harkness. I'm the guest host for today, and I have today with me Rachel LoPresto, our corporate events manager. We are here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we are having our annual Sleep Summit. So welcome, Rachel.
Thank you.
And today we're going to go behind the scenes. How does an event like this take place? What does it take to make it happen? So we'll be talking more about that today with Rachel. So Rachel, welcome.
Thank you.
It's your first podcast, right?
Yes, it is.
Welcome to the pod.
It's my debut. I'm thrilled to be here.
It's great.
Welcome to Stories from the River, a show in which we go behind the scenes at Broad River Retail.
So, year one,
Yes.
right? Congratulations. You just crossed the 1 year anniversary mark, right?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Yeah, so lots going on in year one. So,
It's a busy year.
memorable moments from year one. So let's start there.
We love to make the memories here.
We do.
Yes.
Yeah. So congratulations on year one.
you.
So what's a memorable moment before we get started? Tell me your favorite memory so far.
I would say, I really have enjoyed the experience with the soiree. I think that was one of my favorite events, just seeing the experts come in. They work so hard for that moment, and getting to put together such a custom experience for them was probably one of my favorite moments.
That's pretty amazing. That's a pretty special event. So yeah, we're going to dig into some of those events and talk about the many events that we have here at Broad River, and we do love to make memories here. So tell our listeners what goes into creating an event. So let's start with the Sleep Summit. Let's talk about the space, the location, the goals. So let's start there. What does it take?
So a lot of listening and a lot of asking really important questions. I think when I came on board, a year ago, I planned my first Sleep Summit, and it was kind of a fast and furious first 6 weeks.
Yes,
of
because you'd only
employment.
been here a few weeks, right, before we had our first Sleep Summit.
And so what I think is really important about this event is considering the different stakeholders involved. We have our incredible premier partners, Timber, Purple, Ashley Sleep, and Bed Gear, and they come in, they invest in this event to educate our memory makers and show them their new products, get them excited, teach them all the features and benefits so that they can share those with our guests and in turn bring us sleep business. And the other flip side of our premier partner involvement is, of course, Broad River's involvement. Taking our home furnishing consultants out of the field, every single one is required to be here and to come and embrace this experience, to connect with each other and to learn all of this information in a very quick period of time, but really engaging them. So it's a really incredible opportunity to pull every single one of them out of the field over the week.
Yeah, in a time for connection. I know that was our word of the year last year, but it still remains true for Broad River. They are learning a lot, but they're also connecting with each other and with other HFCs that they may not get to see on a regular basis.
Absolutely, and with our partners and really getting to touch and feel the product that's brand new coming out. And I think it's important for them as well to see our senior retail leadership team here as well. They're upstairs for the week in another session called our GMRX. So just having everybody there and sharing meals together in time has been really beneficial for everyone.
So let's talk about the learning experience. So what kind of the goals that you have set? So sure, it's a great experience and there's learning. We want to listen, we want to elevate the engagement with our guests ultimately. And so let's talk about the why. Why are we doing this Sleep Summit?
We're doing this Sleep Summit to get our team excited and to increase our ROI on sleep. So it is not inexpensive for our partners or for Broad River to take the time to do this. So it's an investment.
Yeah.
And so we need to think about how to create that engaging environment, like you said. So I was in sales for a long time before I was just in events. And I think what I try to do is put myself in the shoes of a home furnishing consultant and say, how can I make this an engaging experience and support our partners in their presentations to make this an edifying experience. So making sure we have an engaging theme. Mission Possible is our theme this year. And so really trying to connect the dots and making it usable information. So having our partners have usable sound bites, usable anecdotes. This year we have once again introduced HFC panels. So having some of our top sleep team members come and speak and be able to have question and answer sections for the partners and for the HFCs to be able to find new strategies and come together and really have those moments has been great.
And in an environment like this, it's pretty special because you don't just get to come to a speedway. It's a NASCAR speedway. I mean, you don't do this every day. So it's kind of fun. Talk about the environment. Yeah, buckle up. Put your helmet on and let's go. How important is the environment for this learning experience?
Absolutely. All of our team members that are here are used to being out on our floors, engaging with guests, ready at the door to show them around and be excited and pass that on to our guests. And so being in an environment where it feels a healthy amount of competition, excitement, fast-paced, and having those moments, I think, is really special, and having kind of an elite experience of being at the Speedway is pretty.
It is pretty elite, and I did see yesterday too. They got to do some ride-alongs on the track,
Yes.
which is kind of fun for them as well. They have some extra experience there, so that's a lot of fun. Well, it's certainly an engaging opportunity, a fun opportunity, and there is a lot of connection going on out there. So, very excited about that. Okay, so let's pivot and let's talk about the other types of events, because Sleep Summit's not just it. So, what kinds of events happen throughout the years? Let's share that.
Absolutely. So I kind of divide it into 3 buckets. This one I say falls into learning and development for our team. The second one is what I call, in my head, our marquee events, really our big recognition events. So that's our Home Furnishing Experts Soirée, and that happens at the end of the summer once our home furnishing experts have achieved status and they've achieved status. So we celebrate that. And that event takes place, and we have them all in from all over the Carolinas and Georgia, and they come in, and we have this really incredible dinner, and we have our leadership team there and several of our premier partners, and we come together, and they have, this past 2 years has been at Steak 48.
Wow.
And so we buy out all of Steak 48 and have these incredible meals together and connect and celebrate. So that's one experience. The other is our gala, our Memory Maker Gala. And that takes place at the beginning of the year to celebrate the past of the year. And it's, we get to choose a Memory Maker of the Year. And the whole company votes on that person and celebrates someone that just exemplifies what being a Memory Maker is. So that's special. And all the departments get to recognize several members of their team, and we get to celebrate them as a group.
River Awards.
The River Awards.
River Awards.
Yes.
The River Awards.
Those are the marquee events. The other type of event that we do is celebrating our growth. So grand openings and grand reopenings, those stores that are becoming the 7.0s. So those events have kind of a twofold purpose. The first one is for the internal store teams and our leadership and a company as a whole come together for half that event and celebrate that challenge that was accepted and completed. And so we celebrate that moment, and then we open it up to the community and get to welcome them in the store with some really cool experiences. So that's a really great process and experience to get the team on the ground involved and then bring the community in.
And it's grown. So I started here 8 years ago, and we had 15 stores at the time, and so now we're at 33, soon to be 34. And I mean, it's just continued growth. It's doubled. And the events look much different than when I was doing them 15 years ago. We have evolved over the years. So talk to me a little bit about what we do at these celebrations, from the ribbon cuttings to leading up to the ribbon cuttings, and then also the support for our community partners and events that weekend for the community.
Absolutely. I get the privilege of leveraging our entire team. I sit on the marketing team, and so I work with our communications team, Tyler Trill, to come up with a community plan and roll that out. Also with our creative services and marketing teams to come up with collateral graphics and then sharing those and the promotions with the team on the ground at the store. So we work on that process as well. And then the ribbon cutting happens on that first day of the weekend. We usually do these on holiday weekends to kind of ramp up that experience for the community and kind of piggyback on those promotions that we have. We have the community portion, and then the other piece that goes into it is really leveraging what the community is looking for. So we've had some really different ways to celebrate that, whether that is including a food truck or something specific to the region, you know, leveraging Fayetteville's military community. And we have a really great philanthropic piece to the grand openings of what we do. So we do a donation to a local charity. And so that's always an incredible way to tie in local people.
That's right.
And then we love to celebrate and draw them in with goodies, you know, make your own flower bouquet, bring it home, and
pumpkin painting. You had that one time.
We had the pumpkin painting.
Pumpkin painting in the fall. That was a lot of fun for the kids.
Absolutely. So just having them bring something home and then also driving traffic with some fun promotions that we've had that really build that excitement.
It's the special details I've found in every event. It's just a little bit different, a little bit more special than the last. Like you said, the coffee trucks that came in, that was a premier experience. It was oh wow, we didn't just bring in the jugs or carafes of the coffee. It was a custom, you got your custom coffee. Here you go.
We did have a barista. That's
yes,
true.
It was
Raleigh.
Great.
I continue to set the bar and
that's right.
Make it more interesting for the next.
Yeah.
But yeah, having the custom coffee cart was super fun, and sweets that are native to that region of the Carolinas or whatever it may be is super fun.
Salisbury, we had the cheer wine. Do you remember that?
Yes, the cheer wine was super fun.
Yes.
And so it's just really great to go and embrace that community and make them feel like we are Ashley. We are this incredible brand, but really saying we want to be here to make your home our home.
Yeah, that's really special. Thanks for sharing that. What about let's talk about the soiree and the gala. Picking a venue. Like it truly is a special, it's a labor of love, but it's special because at the end, ultimately the purpose of what that night is supposed to be. So tell listeners how we go about finding a venue. How long does that take?
Oh, well, sometimes it doesn't. Well, it takes a while. Yeah. We have a lot of stakeholders because we have a lot of people that care about making our people feel really appreciated. Mm-hmm. And they want a top-end experience from top to bottom. And so putting in the thought and becoming familiar with exactly what that experience needs to look like, keeping it fresh and different and unique is a process. So I think for the gala, it took 4 to 6 months to kind of wrap my arms around exactly what we were looking to do this past year. We were at a new venue called the Casey. In the past, we've been at Bank of America, so you're overlooking this incredible stadium where they're playing NFL games. Yes. So I wasn't looking to top that. Of course, you can't. That's
How do you?
So kind of took a step back and thought about what we could do that would elevate the experience to keep everyone feeling that connected feel in the January, what I call winter, here in the South. Those months of we've come off the holidays and coming together and having a really warm experience to celebrate how far we've come. So I supported the choosing of the Casey by finding a space I thought we could make our own and make it feel lived in.
Yeah, so you really choose a venue and build it from the ground up to make this experience for everyone, and it's pretty special.
Choosing the menu. I mean, Charlie and Manny and you and myself sat in a tasting literally for hours going back and forth about what the food would look like. And
sides are important.
Yes,
the sides matter.
If anybody knows Charlie, the sides are
sides
very
matter,
important.
yes.
And that was the same for the soiree.
Yes.
So really investing that time to make sure that every memory maker that attends walks away and says, this wasn't something thrown together. This was an experience from beginning to end, where someone thought about my experience and how long lasting this memory would be for me, whether that's the takeaway gifts at the soiree. Every single expert had a custom box of knives made, French knives that were in this incredible wooden box. So every time they serve something like that at their home, they get to pull this out and say, in 2024, I was an expert at Broad River and I get this special, incredible box.
I'm going to hat tip to Manny for that one.
That was
a really nice
No way.
experience. A steak house, you got the steak knives as the takeaway.
Yes.
It was really, really special.
So it wasn't just a gift that
it's
didn't
thoughtful.
correspond with the entire experience we were building. Same with the gala, the biscuits and the apricot jelly. It was something in the tasting we all really enjoyed, and they made special for our group because of a book Manny had read.
That's correct. Yeah.
So.
Okay, you've been through year one. Here comes year two. What are you looking forward to next?
I'm looking forward to so many things. We have so many incredible events coming up. We're changing some things up, but I think the most exciting thing is pioneering to Spokane.
Wow. Yes. That's going to be a big challenge.
It really is, but I mean, it is truly pioneering. We are going to the other side of the country and the biggest Ashley store, I believe, in North America. So putting a big bow on that for the grand opening, we just can't wait. Our team is thrilled.
Great. Okay, before we wrap up and close out for today, I've got some rapid fire questions for you.
Good.
Yeah, you weren't prepared for these, were you?
I can't wait.
Right,
I'm
here
ready.
we go. So school's out. School's going to be out pretty soon for summer.
Yes.
Right. What's your favorite summer tradition with your kids?
I think the 4th of July, we've been going to Charleston the last couple of years, so I'm looking forward to doing that this year.
Again, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Charleston's a great place to spend the summer.
It really is.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, this or that. We're playing a little game of this or that.
Oh no.
Okay. Travel abroad or staycation?
Travel abroad.
Okay. Swim in the lake or in a pool?
Pool.
I like how quickly
I have a lot
you
of
said
fear
that.
about that. Yeah.
You quickly chose that one. Ice cream or frozen yogurt?
No preference. Love both.
Okay. That's good. No discrimination there.
Yes.
Water slide or a roller coaster?
Water slide.
Great. Sweet tea or lemonade? And I'm
Lemonade.
going to say sweet tea. It's not going to be sweet tea for you because
I'm not from here.
not from the South.
No, ma'am.
Tan lines from flip-flops or tan lines from your sunglasses?
It's funny you think I have tan lines ever.
That's
But
fair.
yeah,
That's
probably
fair.
from my flip-flops maybe.
Fair. Okay. Would you rather read a book or listen to music when you're sitting by the pool?
Read a book.
Yeah, your favorite summer tradition. How about that?
My favorite summer tradition, well, I would say I really can't even think of anything. I love summer. I love being warm. I love traveling and being with my family.
All the sunshine.
Yes, I love the sunshine. The heat doesn't bother me.
Great. Well, Rachel, thanks for joining us today. That is a wrap on today's session with Stories from the River with Rachel LoPresto, our Corporate Events Manager. Stay tuned next time.
Thanks for listening to Stories from the River. To check out more episodes, visit storiesfromtheriver.com. To watch this episode, go to youtube.com/@storiesfromtheriver. Join us again next week, and remember to like, rate, and subscribe to the podcast.